robust urban garlic flavor.
So Phil's been talking like a man who's in a midlife crisis, and I don't know exactly why, nobody does, but people are theorizing that he is divorced from Kat because Kat moved out of his house or something like that. We don't know if any of that is true, but here is Phil actually addressing the rumors, so let's hear what he has to say.
See, I knew it. The guy tipped another buck claiming that it's all fake. I've somehow found a way to program my air conditioner to say that. Even though literally he just said live on stream, prove it. I showed you myself taking the picture of the air conditioner. You never saw me touch a remote control to mess with anything. It's not gonna, because the guy's a liar. These people that ask for this stuff, these people who are conspiracy theorist detractors, they're not actually looking for information. They're not looking to say Phil's doing something wrong or lying. They just want to be toxic and negative. Even when the evidence is presented to them that everything they're saying is a lie, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, some people are just trolls, Phil, but guess what? Not all of them.
Right? These idiots have been saying now for what, weeks, months, that my wife left me or I divorced my wife or something. She's literally downstairs in the living room right now. I could go get her and walk her into this room.
Phil, you don't even have to get her. You can just go take a picture on your phone or take a picture with a newspaper showing the date on it. That's all you need to do. You would own the trolls that way. And of course, you would never show us Kat because Kat is crying downstairs.
And here's what would happen. That narrative would end, and then immediately all they would do is look at her and start saying stuff about her looks, start saying up stuff about what she says if she walks in here.
She doesn't need to say anything, Phil. Hey, you got an Instagram. Have you posted anything about your wife recently? Anything that she's done? I don't think you have. You have a very succulent Instagram feed of absolutely nothing.
That's all they want. They're just always looking for more and more and more ammo. So you don't give them any. That's the point. So when people say, well, when you don't address something, it must mean that it's true.
No, actually, it doesn't mean that. Usually, it's because it's so obnoxious or just out there that you don't have to address it. But hey, you talking about it right now and not giving us proof that Kat is still there just adds more fuel to the fire that more and more people will think, hey, Kat is gone.
No, I don't address it because it's... And if I disprove that's not good enough for them, they go to the next line of... and the next level of harassment. So don't even address you just ignore it, right?
What Phil is trying to describe here is a term called moving the goalpost.
This guy is a user who just got completely disproved on stream. He's acting like I'm making this up, that it's hot in here. Everyone now knows it actually really is as hot as I say in my office. Oh, well, let me move the goalpost and just make something up. No, you're poor. You're a brokey bum. You don't have $25 to send me. That's why you would never do it. You're a... You are never going to send it because you don't have it. You probably are stealing dollars from your mom's credit card to send me these other tips anyway.
Hey, Phil, stop calling out Derek for maxing out his mom's credit card. That's really a low blow right there, Phil.
I haven't done anything. What have I done? At all? Spent my money? Phil spent his money. Then he said he needed more money, and he spent that money.
Yep, you were begging for money and spending a ton of it on a gotcha mobile game. Congratulations, Phil. I hope all that sweaty men JPEGs were worth the controversy.
Right? Who did I ever hurt? Who did I ever go after and actually hurt? Who did I significantly harm? What horrible things and acts did I ever do on the internet?
Phil, you are Professor Scam. You have spent years lying, manipulating, and gaslighting your fans into giving you money, pretending that you really need that money unless you'll lose your house while you're spending it on superfluous nonsense like WWE Champions. That's the issue, you idiot.
Zero. Nothing. Nada. Zilch. And I've improved dramatically. If you look at old Phil versus now, like if you look at old school Phil, who used to be offensive and say dumb constantly, my didn't stink, above reproach, right?
Phil, this is exactly why people are saying your wife left you, because they know they can get a reaction out of you regardless of whether she's actually divorced from you or not, because they know it's very easy to prod the Burnell carcass.
And you look at modern Phil, where now I've completely evolved, constantly having feedback from the live viewers, having interaction with all of you, making content that you want to see, improving the setup, improving my own life, improving everything. for you guys, right?
I like how Phil pretends that he's entirely different, even though the only difference is he's a lot less popular, so he has to beg a lot harder to get money. That's all it is. That is the main change. Phil really hasn't changed a lot. It's his audience that has.
All that stuff. That is showing distinct desire to change and improve myself over the years. And I know that that's come through in the content. 100%. You know, I'm nothing like who I used to be.
No, he only acts like this like an uptight grandma is because he thinks if he did anything like he did back in 2008, he'd be demonetized immediately. That's why he's so stuffy and buttoned up.
Online at all, right? It's completely different. So take a look at the other people who, Review Tech and Boogie and Wings and LTG and this one and that one and this one. It's like, yes, but you could go and look at the stuff that they've done, right? Or said, or you know what I mean? And you could go through like laundry lists. You could watch my entire 4-hour documentary by June the King, and there's nothing in there. I've had people actually reach out to me and say, I watched your whole documentary and there's like nothing in there. I don't even know why it was so long or why anyone cares about you like that. I don't know either.
Yeah, Phil, nobody but Only Iced Coffee would say that. And hey, it probably was Only Iced Coffee. I don't know why they would make a 4-hour documentary because a lot of the stuff you say is just repetition over and over again. You don't need 10,000 examples to show something. But hey, I haven't really looked at that documentary because I don't really care. You just even need to look at the Frederick Knudsen documentary. It's 20 to 30 minutes. I forget how long it is, but it shows you perfectly how much of a jerk Phil is. It doesn't really get heavily into the e-begging stuff because most of that didn't happen until after, but it's still in there because he was an e-beggar from the start. If Frederick Knudsen made another documentary, it would basically be called Dark Side Phil Down the Rabbit Hole Part 2, Life of an E-Beggar.
I honestly don't know. If it was such a horrendous thing that I've done, then why am I still here? Why, after the documentaries all come out, I'm still here and everyone likes my content and I still make a living and I still got an entire universe of orbiters around me?
Phil, because you subsist on a very, very small group of whales that give you tons of money. You do not need broad popular support. You could even be like Boogie and Fake Cancer and you'd still get money. Let's be real. Phil's entire thesis is I'm not the worst person ever, so I must not be bad at all. And again, he pretends he did nothing wrong. This is a guy who looked his fans in the face on camera again and again and again and told them constantly, if you didn't give me money, I won't be able to afford groceries. Meanwhile, he is taking the hundreds of dollars he earns per day and dumping it on a stupid gacha mobile game. He doesn't see anything ethically wrong with that, and that's the problem. He has no moral compass. He has no ethical compass. He doesn't care. It's all, you give me what I want because I deserve it and I'm entitled to your money. That's how Phil thinks.
Right? Wouldn't it have just been Phil's done finally?
No, you idiot. It's because we don't control if you turn the camera off. You control if you turn the camera off. The show's already long done. You're just sitting out backstage pretending that it's still going.
I've done nothing. I've literally done nothing. All I've ever wanted to do is play games and have fun. That's it.
Nobody, absolutely nobody is stopping you from playing games and having fun. The only person getting in the way of that is you. You prevent yourself from having fun. What people have issue is you monetizing your content and acting like people owe you. No, Phil, you owe them. I'm serious. If they didn't pay your bills, if Only Iced Coffee didn't pay your mortgage, you would be done. You would be on the side of the road or you'd be living with your parents. You are so fortunate that people decide to waste all their money on you so you can waste your money on a stupid WWE game. Seriously, how you don't see it is beyond ridiculous. You're an idiot. Completely unaware, completely clueless, completely entitled.
You know, I literally would like to be left alone and leave everyone around me alone. That'd be great.
All you have to do is stop begging for money. If you do that, 90% of the issues that you have would just go away immediately. But you refuse to do so because you know the moment you stop begging, nobody will support you. Because they're really in it because you beg them. They want to be the hero. You beg so much that you make the main reason for giving you money is not because people enjoy your content, but because they pity you. you because they find you pathetic. That is your existence. You are a joke. You are the man who left the camera on May 1st, 2016, and you've never looked back. You are the laughingstock of Connecticut. You are the laughingstock of Washington State. You are the laughingstock of the internet. You are the new Chris Chan.
Sadly, it's not always possible, but I like the fact that when I can do that, like this year has been great.
This year has been so great for Phil that he's been constantly wage quitting games. Here's the thing, the past couple of weeks have been good for Phil because Only Iced Coffee has wailed down on him. During most of the summer, it was an average to below average year for him, and his attendance is faltering. Why? Because he told his fans last year, hey, I play mobile games and I spend a ton of money on them, but I'm not going to tell you how much money I spent on them. But honestly, I scammed you, but here's the deal. It's not a big deal. I just convinced you to give me all of your money based on false pretenses. I was pretending I was destitute. I was pretending that I really needed your money when the reality was I didn't. I just did it because I wanted your money. I just did it because I felt I was entitled to your money. I just did it because I don't care about you and I just see you as an ATM that should pay me money, otherwise you are stealing from me. That is how DSP acts day in, day out, and is so transparently obvious that everybody can see it except himself and his dents.
Ever since I got out of the drama earlier this year,
yeah, you dove right back into the drama of you needing your fans to pay your bills. Congratulations, Phil.
if you haven't noticed, I've stuck to my guns. I've done all the right things and we're doing good, right? We are. I'm on an upward trajectory right now. I actually am. When it comes to playing the right games, finding the projects people like, levels of engagement and support, and people enjoying their time with me, it's going well.
Yeah, things are going absolutely so well for Mr. Philip Palmer now that he has to constantly remind you and reinforce you that he is on an upward trend. He is definitely doing the best that he's ever done. Absolutely. Yeah, we don't buy that nonsense, Phil. I'm calling BS on that.
Continue to. I lied about Champions in the past, and then I finally, over a year ago, fessed up to it.
Phil, you're acting like that was a one-time thing. That was years worth of scamming your audience. Anyone with a brain would quit watching you, especially if they were giving you money to teach you a lesson. Only Iced Coffee is there for his own stupid reasons. And he's like, oh, I must give Phil all my money. Yeah, anybody reasonable would cut and run. But here's the thing, you don't attract reasonable people. You attract people that wail out on you for the dumbest reasons ever. And I will say this. He claimed to his fans that he sold his account to another person. Guess what? It's against the terms of service of the app to sell your account. So therefore, it's still his account and he's still spending money on it. And things are going so well for him that he's going down rapidly on those stupid leaderboards. So what does that tell you? He doesn't have as much money as before to spend on Champions.
And that's that. Whatever money I make, I can spend on whatever I want.
Yep, you heard him. Phil can beg and scam all he wants and face absolutely no consequences for it. Here's the thing, his dents need to hold him responsible, and they don't do it. Like, can you imagine loving this idiot so much that you give him all your money? And he's completely ungrateful, and when you give him everything, he expects you to give more and more and more. It's absolutely bonkers.
Tell you right now, I spend my money right now on some mobile games. All right? I do.
Yeah, so what does that tell you? He is not sorry at all. He is openly flaunting it in your face. He is bragging to you, hey, I scammed you, I got away with it, and you aren't going to do anything about it because I know you're neurotic, I know you're stupid, and I know you're going to keep giving me your money because that's all you do. Let's be real, these streams are about supporting Phil's mobile game addiction, nothing else.
I also spend money on liquor. I also spend money on food deliveries.
Yeah, Phil, we know you're too lazy to go out and go shopping for groceries. We know you're too lazy to go out and actually get food from a restaurant. Instead, you go to DoorDash. And we know you're too lazy to do anything besides begging for money on the internet. All you will do is whine and complain and say that you need more money.
I also spend money on anything I want because it's my money. Get it, stupid? In fact, the $2 super chat you just sent me is also my money. Maybe I'll spend it tonight on a mobile game. That's my prerogative. That's how life works. You send someone money, they can spend it. What an idiot.
oh, it is your prerogative to spend money the way you want once you get it. But here's the thing. It is not honest to tell your fans, hey, I need this money for bills, and then spending it on garbage. It's not ethical to tell your fans, hey, I can't afford groceries if you don't give me money, and then you're wasting the money on WWE Champions. It's really scummy. And I will leave you all with this. He decided to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on a stupid gacha game. And what did he not do? He never went on a honeymoon with his wife. That was never a consideration for him. She could just stay downstairs and keep crying, and he would keep spending money on these stupid purchases. Stupid things that doesn't make his life happier. Stupid things that does nothing for anybody. Stupid things that keep us all talking about him. And what does it do? Absolutely nothing for him. If she left him once he revealed champions, good for her. Because nobody should be forced to live with that kind of stupidity, that kind of entitledness, and that kind of self-centeredness. What a beep in 220.
I think you're seeing a small change.